John 14:9, Jesus says, he who has seen me has seen the Father. What you see is what you get. When you see Jesus, just like when you see Bill Gates, you get Microsoft. When you see Jesus, you get God. It's an idea of representation. And then there's another idea of manifestation. Manifestation means to make known what has been hidden. And God, we always, we used to ask the question, how can we believe in somebody who's invisible? But I think Jesus, he answers an even deeper question of not just how can we believe in this God. A lot of people believe in God even though they haven't seen him. But it's what do you believe about God? Is he good? Is he faithful? Is he merciful? Is he a God who wants to be in relationship with us? And that's what is hidden about God that Jesus makes known. That's a powerful image of Jesus, the invisible God showing us who he is. He says he's the image of the invisible God. And then he says he's the firstborn over all creation. And you can get that twisted. That can confuse you. Because it sounds like Jesus is the firstborn of everything that has been created. But he's not using it in that sense. My mom had 2 sons. And I'm the firstborn because I'm the first of my kind in relationship to my mom having 2 sons. But that's not it. Paul is pointing to this ancient concept of if you're the firstborn, you get a special treatment. You have a special rank and a privilege. And so when you were firstborn back in the day, you got all of the inheritance. You were in charge of your parents' household. And so Jesus, as Paul is talking, he's saying Jesus is the acknowledged head of God's household. He's more than just a hippie with long hair. He's the acknowledged head, the sovereign ruler of the universe. Think about that. The sovereign ruler of the universe. That's what Paul is getting at here. And Paul takes it a step further and he says, for by him all things were created. All things were created, whether things in heaven and on earth, invisible and visible. He says everything that you could classify by space or locality, the things in heaven, and the things on earth, every star, every planet, the pulsars and quasars and black holes. There's a lot of stuff out there that's not on earth. Just watch like the Discovery Channel. He created it all. The things on earth, lions, sharks, wildflowers. There's some animals I'm thinking, did God create that? Like, why would you create a giraffe? It's the goofiest looking animal I've seen. But Jesus created it all. Everything that could be located in time and space. So it's a classification by locality. And then he says visible and invisible. And that's a classification by essence. The things that you can see and the things that you can't see. Has anybody ever really seen love? Now, you know when people are in love, you know when parents love their children, but you can't really touch love. You know you need it, but you can't touch it. What about peace? You could think of a peaceful situation or a peaceful location, but you can't really put your hands and touch peace. And so Paul is saying that even the stuff that we can't even grasp, Jesus has created this. And he says, all the thrones, powers, rulers, authorities, anything that can claim our allegiance, Jesus has created. And so Jesus deserves our ultimate allegiance. Paul is saying Jesus created everything. He created this emperor that everybody wanted to worship. And so he's the one who's in charge. He demands our ultimate allegiance. There's a lot of things in life that demand our allegiance. Your job. I'm working 9 to 5. Sometimes we work 9 to 11, 9 to 9. Things that are demanding our allegiance, working so hard that you don't even get up to pray or acknowledge Jesus. Hobbies. I don't have time to pray. You don't have time to pray because you've been playing video games all night. You don't have time to pray because you sit up there and watch TV for hours and hours upon end. These images competing with the image of Christ, the image of Jesus. He says he's ruler over all of these things. All of these things were created by him and for him. They're created by him and for him. A lot of times the reason why you get into anxiety, the reason why you get into doubt, the reason why you get into selfishness is because you think this stuff, we think this stuff is created for us. Just for me. And when God takes it away, you wonder what's wrong. But all of these things were created by Jesus for Jesus. So when you work, when you play, when you laugh, when you cry, every sunset, every sunrise, it's all created by him and for him. It's not wrong to enjoy these things, but I think these things need to be placed in their proper rank. It's for Jesus. Then it says he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He's before all things. He's eternal. He's uncreated. He's timeless. And in him all things hold together. Another version says in him all things consist. If it wasn't for Jesus, the very molecules of your body would disintegrate.